Hello, everyone. I'm Bella, and I'm so happy to welcome you to RemodelX podcast. Today, we are diving deep into something so many of us dream about remodeling a kitchen. It's a space that brings families together, holds memories, and feeds both our bodies and our hearts. I'm joined by Makhmad today, someone with a deep understanding of not just the technical side of remodeling, but the human side too. I'm so excited and looking forward to learning from him today. Welcome to the show, Makhmad. Thank you for being here with us today. How are you?
Good, Bella. Thank you for having me. I'm good. And how are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's start, right?
Yes.
So, Makhmad, when homeowners first start thinking about remodeling their kitchen, what are some of the top questions or concerns you hear from them?
So typically, the biggest one is usually the cost. People are asking how much it's going to set me back, how much it's going to cost me. And then another thing is how long it will take, because basically it disrupts their daily life and they're worried about if they're going to be able to use their kitchen or they will have to think about alternatives. People also worry about living, as I said, without a kitchen for a while and months. That's what they think it's going to take sometimes if they don't plan ahead. And they are making, of course, like they are thinking different methods, like if they are making right decision, wrong decision, especially if they haven't planned it. So the top two things are like usually about the cost and the time that people are thinking of.
Good, yes. And that's something I've been curious about myself, to be honest.
Yeah, it depends. It might change from kitchen to kitchen. If you want something sophisticated, it might take time and, of course, cost more. If you want to just upgrade your kitchen, like, update it from something that you installed a while ago, that might not take very long.
Yes, right,
Yeah.
exactly. And a second question is how can someone find that balance between having a kitchen that looks beautiful and one that really works for their everyday life?
Sometimes people might come to decision to update their kitchen based solely on their online inspirations. They might have seen something on TikTok and Pinterest or Instagram. And sometimes people will like it, but they will not delve into the functionality of it because you have to really understand, know if you're using your kitchen heavily, like your routine, where you're gonna be spending your most of the time, and then thinking about the aesthetic of it should come second. For me, for us, which we have been doing this for a while now, we think about the functionality of a kitchen. And then you can build aesthetics up. So I
Yes.
don't know if that's the answer you're looking for.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it has to be functional, but at the same time, you are looking at that kitchen and you live in that kitchen and all
Sure.
of those
Yeah,
beautiful memories. So,
exactly.
yeah, both of them are very important, but the
Right.
functionality helps a
Function.
lot.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
Yes.
especially for new built houses, you will have a kitchen, main kitchen. Mostly people will have it for just like occasional use. And then there's a spice kitchen, a prep kitchen, where they will prepare their food and stuff. There are reasons behind it. People will, like, when you think of doing your kitchen, they should consider of the functionality of it because they are spending especially a long time in the kitchen, and then the aesthetics should come later.
Just one thing. What is the most convenient function in a kitchen? What is your the most favorite thing in a kitchen when we consider the functionality?
There is like triangle concept in the kitchen, and that's like the location of your stove, your refrigerator, and your dishwasher and sink. Basically, dishwasher sinks usually come like next to each other, then your stove and your refrigerator. And you have to balance the distance in between them. In order for you to grab something from your kitchen, you don't run like at the end of the kitchen, grab
For
things and go back
miles.
to the tree. Exactly. So, like for me, that's how I do. This triangle concept is my main goal. Of course, it also depends on the layout. Well, mostly people like upgrade their kitchen. Sometimes you are not able to achieve to that concept, to that goal. Then we figure out something else. But most of the time, I want to make sure that the functionality of the refrigerator, the stove, and the sink, the dishwasher is located in a place that is going to be functional for people. That's like where I really spend most of my time thinking through when we model a kitchen or build a new kitchen.
Yes, that's right. Okay. And the third question is, in your experience, what are some common mistakes people make early on in the planning process, and how can they avoid those pitfalls from the beginning?
The common mistakes, like one common mistake would be the budgeting. And sometimes people like something online and they find it very nice. And from the look, it might say, oh, that's a very small kitchen and very cozy kitchen. I can achieve with this budget. But the reality is different. And you have to always, like one of the most common budget, you have to always consider what is behind your existing kitchen, behind the walls that we don't see or contractor don't see. And then the second thing is the budget. You have to have always spare budget, unforeseen circumstances. Let's say we came in and we removed your old kitchen and we found like out that you have a bad plumbing system that needs to be replaced. Or let's say we found out there's some damaged studs of the drywall or framing that needs to be updated. All these things needs to be considered. And the common mistake is like not having enough spare budget and then just thinking that everything is going to be fine when they remove it. So that's like one of the most common mistake people think of is not having enough budget at the end.
Yes, that's right. And literally, those surprises are there, and
Right,
like for you and for the homeowner as well.
right.
Yes. And if someone is trying to figure out what's working and not working in their current kitchen layout,
Mhm.
what should they pay attention to? I
As
feel like this step
is the
gets
same like
skipped a lot.
yeah, the functionality, and then you have to have this. I know it is maybe repeat, but like you will see that actually, you will always see the stove, refrigerator, and your sink and dishwasher. And sometimes people will just skip this little detail, but that is what they should consider to have it in their design layout in order to achieve better functionality. And that's which, as we said earlier, very important to set your appliances in the right locations in order to feel comfortable when you work. I tell my clients when they think of their remodeling their kitchen to walk around their kitchen before they decide what they want to do, to see where they spend the most of the time. Do they spend in front of the stove, dishwasher, sink, refrigerator? Where is their routine? And then based on it, then you can set your island, your stove, the other appliances that you need. That would be a kind of method for them to achieve a better layout in their kitchen. And the correct layout would be to set your refrigerator, stove, and sink in right locations. That will be the correct. Everything else is going to fall in place.
Yes, yes, right. Like it's all about like where the life is happening in that
Exactly.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. What new kitchen trends are you seeing lately that actually make life easier? Not just prettier, also easier.
I don't know about easiness. I would say lately the designs that are common, like popular, is slim shaker cabinets or flat panel cabinets that people use. Most people will avoid, will go on after more contemporary designs and use cabinets without handles and like with the push button and like stuff like that, or like handleless cabinets. I'm not sure about the how it will make things easier, but it does basically like the cleaning and everything. Just like having it flat panel and with push button is gonna make things like look sleek and also easy to use. But that's like what I think about how the current trends make it the life easier in the kitchen. But I would say if you ask me like what are the most current trends, I would say more like contemporary designs, slim shaker cabinets, and like more light colors and natural color combinations are mostly like most trendy lately.
Yeah. How important is customized storage? And are there any clever solutions people often overlook? I'd love to hear some creative ideas.
The storage is like one of the key things that people will need when they build their kitchen. We offer them to categorize their storage spaces. Let's say spice racks, and then like they have large pans and they have different types of plates and stuff. And then we offer them to tell us what they think is the best for their use. For example, do they want a drawer? If this solution, these things they needed when they don't have access to pantry. When
Mm.
they have built-in pantry, then they will help. That will help them a lot in their kitchen use. But when they don't have it, we offer them to separate their storage spaces, like the spice rack, the bottles, the plates, the pans. And some of them, for example, Lazy Susan is one of the key, especially there are rollout Lazy Susans lately that has been in use for a while now, and that they can use their pans, like they just roll it out, put it back, and that's easy for them to use, and like it's very functional. And then like it doesn't take too much space in the kitchen, and like they don't need to build an additional pantry for that. Then large drawers, sometimes people think that drawers is not functional, but like larger drawers sometimes are very functional, because that's like you can put your pens, and then when like drawer versus standard door cabinets, because drawers, like basically you pull it out and you have access, and like you have everything in front of you, and there is a door, you open it, you have to find which pen you are looking for. And we suggest them to use drawers, Lazy Susan, if they don't have access to pantry space. When there is a pantry room, that's totally different. They build like either shelves or put built-in cabinets, or if they have smaller spaces where they can put a built-in pantry, that would be also another advice we would make, to build a separate built-in cabinets there for them to store their stuff. But categorizing, the having idea how they use their different type of dish, the plates, their pans, and then of course their vegetables and stuff. If you want to use a drawer or a door cabinet or a built-in pantry.
Yes. And sometimes you don't even know what you need exactly because you don't have it and you don't know
Correct.
it.
Correct.
And once you have it, life turns into
Exactly.
something way easier, more comfortable, and you go like, wow,
Yeah,
like it's
and
easy.
there is, in many cases we have seen there, you will see there are cabinets that are built already. Let's say they want to update it, and is not being used like right way. And when we replace it with more functional cabinets where they can store things right, then it will turn their life much easier.
Good. Okay. And the next one is when it comes to picking materials for
Mhm.
counters, cabinets, floors, how should homeowners make choices that are durable and suit their lifestyle?
First of all, for picking up the materials, there are a wide variety of materials that people can pick up. Of course, kitchen is one of the most common used space in the house, and durability is very key in this. And they have to make sure that they pick up something good quality, because most of these we offer warranties. Most of these remodeler offer a year warranty, some 2 year or 2 years warranty. But the cabinet kitchen, basically people use for 15, 20, 30 years. And there's going to be natural wear and tear. And picking up the color, like materials, is really important, especially coming to cabinets. There is like all type of materials. Sometimes like setting up a little bit over bigger budget to spend, because otherwise there are cheaper brands you can use 2 years down the street, down the road. Like you will have to go through them again, either repair and replace. Then for coming to countertop, there are many brands of countertop. We offer quartz, marble, and then Decton, these kind of countertops that we offer. And these things have like almost forever lifetime. And but when there is the materials that you use, again, couple year down the road, you will either have to repair or replace. This is for durability. Of course, for aesthetics, people have different tastes. We offer them wide variety of colors and brands, and they pick up with color. We're building a color contrast between them, and but quality is really important when it comes to picking up the materials. There is a saying like, I'm not rich to wear cheap stuff. So that's the same thing basically. You wear cheap stuff, like you replace them like every other week. That's the same thing. You build a nice, good quality cabinets, use good quality cabinets and like stone and appliance system and faucets and stuff, then you will see the difference that you don't worry about it for a long period of time.
Yes, definitely. And by the way, I'm definitely agree with that one. Cheap stuff, cheap material, it breaks down very easily, and you
Right,
need to get through all of that process
right, right, right.
from the beginning.
And
Yes,
another negative side of that, like, cons of that is some of those materials you will find now, a year now down, like you won't be able to even match it. So now, for you to replace a kitchen cabinet door, you will have to replace the entire kitchen cabinet because the colors won't match, the designs won't match, and most of the good quality branded names will be there, even
the,
though like several years or later.
yes, that's right there. Like solid, and you can find them easily when you encounter a problem or something.
Correct.
Yeah. And what are some ways homeowners can make sure their remodel adds long-term value to their home?
When someone wants to sell them at home, like without remodeling, they're gonna sell it for far less. It's not top of my head right now, but I think it adds about kitchen and bathroom. Remodeled kitchen and bathroom adds about like 15 to 20% of the value to the house when you sell it. Maybe more. Recently, I was looking at a research paper that some article or blog that was written, and that's what it shows. And then mostly people like easy to sell, and then or they were going to sell it for higher than what they are anticipating if they sell it without remodeling. And when you have your kitchen and bathroom remodeled, then you will have better appeal to it when people come in. Everything cool, looks clean, neat. And like when you come in the house to buy, let's say you like the neighborhood, you like the house itself, that might be a big turnoff when they come and see outdated kitchen and bathroom. And people are busy, they want to move in right away and they don't want to deal with that. So those things are different things that adds up when people want to sell their house. First of all, it adds value for sure. And it's not that, oh, I'm going to spend this money, but at the end, I'm not going to get any return. No, it's not that. It adds value to your home and you get in that end. It gives good curb appeal, like including, of course, the landscaping and stuff, but it gives good appeal to customers when they come in, clean, nice. And then, for most probably, you sell it faster.
Yes, and it also changes their energy. Like
Yes,
when
of
they
course.
enter the house, they feel differently, and
I have it.
afterwards, they'll remember it like like beautifully, and
Right.
it was nice.
We had a client, he wanted to sell his house and he wanted to update his kitchen and bathroom. He ended up not updating the bathrooms, he just got it cleaned and everything. He upgraded his kitchen and basement before selling. We did everything, we finished. Then the guy loved it so much, he said, "No, I'm not selling it."
Ah,
That's it.
that's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
and some people will just want to have some change. They will say, "Okay, I'm going to sell this and move to somewhere else." That was the case there, and that person updated it and just kept it, and they still live there. And that was about 3 4 years ago.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yes, it affects that person a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yes. Okay, then. And next question is about appliances.
yes.
Appliances are such a big decision. How do you help people weigh that newest features against trusted reliability? For example, I know some of the newest technology can be exciting, but is it always worth it?
The energy efficient appliances, worth it. When people think of buying their appliances, they should really think of like you look into their efficiency. But overall, all the appliances, of course, it depends from brand to brand. Some brands will have more features than others. And to be honest, most of those features are not going to be used. I just think that way because I also have in my own house one of the top brand appliances, and there are a lot of features, but like we just find it very What lately the appliances, most of it, some brands might not have it, but most of them have good energy efficient appliances. That is that makes a huge difference to their energy saving in the house. But
Mhm.
functionality, as I said, it's really more like the people's taste. Aesthetic wise, they might use panel ready appliances and just have it hidden behind the cabinets. But functionality, you will go around and look at it. Most of them will have the same features, depending, of course, on the sizes. Some appliances will have bigger size, some small, but that's personal choices. But most of them will have the same fun. But I would definitely ask people to go into how energy efficient is the appliance. And most of these appliances come with standard warranties, like regardless of their brand. Most of them are similar type of warranties. As I say, it's like more like personal choice, but energy efficiency is number one thing I'm looking into appliances. Yeah,
Refrigerator,
refrigerator.
for example.
Refrigerator is one number one, and then wall oven combinations, and like these two are the most. But the refrigerator is like one of the most. And then it's stove and stuff you use only when you use it, cook it. And dishwasher you only use, but refrigerator is like always working, always working. So like the others, you only use it when you need it. But refrigerator, you have to always have it in use,
Mhm.
especially refrigerator, I would say.
Okay, good, good, beautiful. Okay, then let's talk lightning.
Mhm.
And this is one of my favorites, by the way.
Mhm.
How can someone design lighting that works well but doesn't cost a fortune?
Lightning, people might sometimes overthink about it. It's not costing as it is thought. And mostly lately, it is very popular having light in your kitchen cabinets, under wall cabinets, and sometimes like below your floor kitchen, like floor cabinets, and right where your toe kicks and stuff are. But they are not like costing a lot. Oh, it has some labor. If it is planned ahead of time, it is not very costly. For example, when you demolished, you get your electric in there, put your some low voltage wires and have it ready to location, put your conduits, leave the wires over there. And when you get your cabinets, all you need to just connect it. If the cabinets come with integrated lighting system, low voltage lightings. If they don't, then there are a lot of ways of doing that. We have customized many cabinets like the knit, we notch it down and put nice like LED lights. We have done that. It is not really costly. It needs a little bit labor, but it's not really it's something that people should break their head about.
Okay, good. Okay. And the next question is actually, we talked about this one, but I want to expand it like a little bit more.
Mm.
So I'm going to ask, what role does kitchen workflow play in daily cooking and entertaining, and how do you design around that?
As I say, like I recommend to our clients when they come, we ask. Recently, we had a case, one of our sales rep was talking to customers. The customers came in a couple and sat down and started talking. And our sales rep just listened to them, listened like to them, and then start asking questions. And the couple just came back and said, listen, we are going to work with you guys because wherever we have gone, the first thing they try to is sign a contract. I understand their point of view as well, like the contractors, but at some point, you have to listen to customers. You have to understand what they want. And then you give them best suggestions based on your experience. And we tell them how they use their kitchen, where they spend most of their time in the kitchen, and what is their routine, where they go the most. And then based on that, we give them a layout ideas. And of course, when they can draw something on a piece of paper and put in front of us, and we can just build a kind of layout, and then they think and they go with it. But it is always my suggestion is like listening to customers and the customers telling what really they want. Design aesthetic is not everything. And that might come with a lot of challenges if they don't think about the functionality of it. And for the functionality, they have to think during the day, let's say a week from like that, they have to decide with their contractor what kind of layout they want. They think of how they are using their kitchen. And then we can give them a good suggestion. Standard, I tell them the triangle concept always works. But that might not apply to every kitchen because some of these houses are like built in 1950s and the kitchen is like 30, 40 years. And sometimes you might not be able to make different layout and you have to think of existing plan like they might want to keep. And then you have to come out of the box and try something else.
Good. And what about eco-friendly choices? What are some smart ways to bring sustainability into a kitchen remodel?
When people remodel, they ask about the materials that are used. And more like wood materials are commonly desired materials. And then the paint, when you paint the walls, these days, like those paints are not lead-based paints, which are prohibited now to use. People are picking more like wood-made materials versus engineered materials. And that would be more answer to your question. I think that's, I don't know what else to
Yes,
say.
yes, it does. It
Yes,
does, definitely. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Okay, next question. Remodels can come with surprises.
right.
What unexpected challenges should people be ready for?
There are like two are the things, the budgeting, right? And the second
Mm-hmm.
is unexpected things might come. We don't know when they go to their kitchen what is behind those walls on those cabinets. So when we take out, we might come up with surprises. And sometimes homeowners will think that, okay, contractors, you have to be fair. We have to be fair with clients, and clients must be fair with their contractors. Sometimes things might come up when we demolish the existing kitchen or bathroom that needs some really thorough labor. And for that, there should be some kind of change order. And that is something sometimes clients are not prepared for. And that is, oh, it wasn't that included in the quote or contract we signed. But that's not the case because this is not something we built from scratch. Basically, we remove things and, for example, wiring behind it, the framing behind it, the drywalls might be bad. There might be mold built up over time that might need to be cleaned. There might be some kind of water infiltrations that nobody noticed over the years. And those things that need to be considered, and there should be some kind of budget for that. And then always give 10-15% budget additionally in case of some unexpected circumstances or like costs that happen, like that come out when they remodel either kitchen or bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, when it comes to budgets and timelines, how do you recommend homeowners stay realistic without giving up on quality? How can they stay on budget without going with cheap material or cheap stuff?
First of all, they have to set their budget. And when it comes, they start shopping around. If someone gave a good budget for the selections they have, they will know where they are at. We had one situation recently. We had a client coming in, beautiful picture she brought, and I don't know if we're from like one of the inspiration, online inspirations. It was beautiful. And then we had like on display some cabinets that she picked up, colors matched and design matched. When it came to quote, it was way over what she thought. Even she said that like her budget is this, and that budget didn't even cover the cost of our purchase of those particular cabinets she selected. So you have to think of what you want, then set a budget and look, shop around. And if you find something that is inside that budget, go for it. But you have to pick up first what you want and set a realistic budget. And there are going to be materials we're going to be very close to each other quality wise and huge price difference. I wouldn't be able to say aesthetically if they're going to look the same or their sturdiness is going to be the same. And but there are cabinets, kitchen cabinets are the most costly money, and then appliance, of course. And those are the things that people should really consider, look around before they make a budget. To not to waste their time of setting a budget, then going somewhere, finding out that's more expensive and stuff like that.
Yes. Well, lastly, for people who really want to remodel, but feel overwhelmed or nervous to start.
Yes,
What would you say to help them make that first step?
don't be nervous. Just if you want to remodel your kitchen and you have a budget for that, go for it. Because there's nothing to be nervous about. It might be hundreds of times, and like once you finish, you say, "Oh, is that what was all it is about?" Yeah. If you want to do it, it like
Okay,
really,
beautiful.
it is not as complicated. The hardest challenge is finding doing right, like the design and the picking of right material. Then they leave it to us, and we are going to be the one taking care of them. They're not going to be doing that, but they have to make the selections. At the end of the day, it's their kitchen. And if it's something that we also do new buildings, we do our design, we do our everything, we decide, then we sell like that. And but in this case, the customers are the one who are going to be using it on daily basis.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much, Makhmad.
Yeah.
This has been a truly enlightening conversation. I've learned a lot from you, and I know our listeners have too. This was all for today. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
As your last question, when customers think of doing something, they can just go ahead and do it. There are things that they should be always aware. Previously, you asked me a question, I skipped that part. Depending on the project to project, sometimes like we are required to get permits if we are relocating the plumbings, and the customer should also take that into consideration. Plumbing permitting process might take sometimes a little bit time and cost a little bit extra, but that's one thing that they should also take into consideration. And we are fully licensed, insured, and we offer all those services like we are bonded. And that thing, most of the time, they will not require to get permit for that. For example, you're just changing the cabinets and putting a countertop. You don't need to do that. If you are changing a bathroom tiles without relocating plumbing fixtures, then you don't need to do that. And so I would recommend clients to make sure that they are working with people who are responsible, licensed, insured, known, with good reviews, and that's when they're gonna be successfully completing the project they want.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. And reviews are very important as well.
Yes.
Yes. And you have those beautiful reviews, by the way.
Thanks so much. Thank you. We're building up.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much again for joining us. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Wherever you are on your kitchen remodel journey, I hope this conversation helped you feel more confident, more inspired, and more informed. Until next time, stay curious and kind. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Bella, for having me.